Hello, this is Ernest Antolik with Ernest Antolik Consulting, and we do help you to identify ways and means and methods for you to take care of your physical body. The first thing we'd like to start with today is how our organ systems function, how they eliminate. The pathways of elimination of the human body are many. As we know, the brain itself drains through little finger-like projections called microfibra, drains dead white blood cells and albumin, toxins, things that don't belong, and drains them into a cistern, a catch basin, right behind the heart in the lymphatic system called the cistern of Chyli, which drains into the spleen on our left side in our abdominal quadrant below the diaphragm. So, as our body is cleansing, and we are talking about this morning, I would like to give you a list of pure plants and how they are made available to you, okay, that aid the body in eliminating waste materials. And that list is Cascara sagrada, senna leaves and pods, Oregon grapefruit, Cape aloe and Caraco aloe, ginger and habanero, and then a second formula. That would be one formula in itself that we call a peristaltic creating formula, or that moves the large intestine, that moves it with peristaltic creating movement. So next is the intestinal formula number 2, or the base intestinal formula. If the first were a moving formula, I would call it a primary moving formula to move those materials out of the large intestine. As we know, our spleen is connected to the large intestine through a group of aggregate lymphatic organs. Since the spleen is the largest aggregate organ of the lymphatic system, we have small Peyer's patches, they are called Peyer's patches, on the large intestine that are lymphatic aggregate organs. And also, science didn't know until, 1997, that the appendix was a lymphatic aggregate organ responsible for lymphatic function. If they didn't know, they were taking it out and cutting it out and leaving you appendixless. So, it was necessary then and is now to create lymphatic function, which the lymphatic system exists in the body, but however, the immune system does not exist in the human body as an anatomical makeup, but the spleen does, and it is part of the immune system. And so, it is responsible for immunity in the human body, along with the blood, along with the nerve. That lymph, that blood, and that nerve form immune function, of which there is no immune system in the body. It is theorized into existence as theories of immunity, of immunoglobulins and the complex micro and molecular view of the human body under a light microscope, if you will, and small components evaluated therein. So, the second formula, a base formula for the intestines, where we draw waste out so the lymph, the blood, and the nerve can do their activities without interference of tissues in the way, would be charcoal, yes, and bentonite clay, and flax seed, and psyllium seed, and marshmallow root, and slippery elm bark, and several different cayenne peppers, several different, with BTUs up to 40,000, up to 200,000 and more. And so using a little bit of those as well, not a whole lot, just a little bit, and wake you up. All right, so we're looking at the digestive system today, and those, however many, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 herbs. How about that? 14 plants for your gut. That is the catch basin of all systems in its end. and its end, the catch basin of wastes. And so as we deal with the digestive system thoroughly, not just, well, I tried a little bentonite clay, I did some charcoal, I had some cayenne, oh, I did ginger tea today. We douse and fill your gut with these, and you change tissue and function of even your brain and even your spinal cord, so that you function completely in the 5 categories of life: elimination, assimilation, reproduction of your cells, and growth of new tissues. Can you see the anger in me? Why? Why? Because cancer today can't be healed, and diabetes, there's no cure. Why? Because you don't deal with the tissues, allopathy. You deal with microchemicals, chemicals that have not the ability to change the full function of the body. What changes full function are organ systems, and what interferes with the function occurring, that changes your microscopic levels. That's what we deal with in allopathy. And that's why Dr. Edie Koning had a 100% success rate for cancer for 55 years every day. And Dr. Lorraine Day. And you scientists sit there behind your names of molecules that you've named after your Nobel Prize laureates and run around with your skirts on somewhere, don't you? Partying it up and screaming out loud of your debauchery and your crime against humanity that leave them hairless and dead in the grave. These are the things I like to say to you today, my friends. From Irwin, Pennsylvania to Pittsburgh and on and beyond. Where I grew up, where several thousand people a month are suffering and dying, tortured from chemotherapy and radiation at the molecular level. This is our way of treatment as you advertise for it and you sell it with your lack of understanding of the simple things that the Most High God has provided you. You suffer. But those who are smart like Dr. Lorraine Day and understand, or I should say not necessarily just smart, not necessarily just smart, but knowledgeable. God says that you perish because you have a lack of knowledge. Simple things that God has provided. He said He's chosen to confound the wise. The wise what? In this world's identification of how it works. Oh, there's a resonance and an atomic weight. The political structures that allow you to continue on in your allopathic medicine and the money that you provide them is the way that you have gone and the way that you will go before. It's not the way that you'll continue. We will find the cures as we found the cures. There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing. The games people play and the games allopathy is of chasing a little molecule inside of your blood. What's responsible for the molecule? Your skin is responsible for the molecule and its resonance and relationship to osmotic pressure. Gradients. Oh, in the capillary bed? No, I don't think so. Pressure of the osmosis before the gradient can occur outside of the human body, on the skin, in your atmosphere of ambient pressure at 14 psi. And let's increase that. So we're looking at the environment being, as we say, primary to all function. And those 5 functions being elimination, assimilation, reproduction of your cells, growth of new tissue, and adaptation to any stressor. That's 5. Elimination, assimilation, reproduction, growth, and adaptation. Right? Elimination, assimilation, reproduction, growth, and adaptation. 5. And that environment is primary to those 5 functions. And with that, when you're eliminating toxins, traumas, and ways of thinking, and assimilating new ways, all the way into adaptation of those 5 functions, you will thrive and have life.